Congo, Jean-Mobert Senga, and he joins us via Skype from Nairobi in Kenya. Jean, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on The Globe.
Good evening.
Now, Jean, what's the significance of today's conviction?
It's a great event. Bosco Ntaganda is probably one of the most prominent war criminals the DRC and the region has ever known. The justice was overdue. The crimes for which he was found guilty were committed back in 2002 and 2003. So the victims have waited a very long time, over than 15 years to get there. So it's a great event.
Now, Jean, it's 18 crimes. What exactly, are these crimes? There's, 13 counts of war crimes and 5 counts of crimes against humanity. Just touch on those crimes for us.
Those crimes include forced recruitment of children in his militia, but also murder, mass rape, destruction of villages, and many other crimes, including, those are the crimes.
So some of the crimes that he was found guilty of. Now, just to speak about his reaction, or actually before he was found guilty, I think he addressed the court on Thursday, and just to quote him, he said that this was an enriching experience for him, which I will never forget. I'm at peace with myself, end quote. Do you think that Bosco Ntaganda believes that he committed these crimes, or is he not, facing reality?
Obviously, he does not. He thinks he's an innocent and a peacemaker who has been, maybe a victim of some conspiracy. But that's all but reality. The reality is that over 2,000 victims were involved in this case and provided the court with testimonies and accounts of what they experienced under Bosco Ntaganda's terror leadership.
Now, what's the situation on the ground in the eastern DRC today after, with news of his conviction?
Yeah, many Congolese have received this news with satisfaction, but also with doubt and a sentiment of that things are not completely done, because Bosco Ntaganda is a big war criminal, but he's not the only war criminal in that region, many others are yet to be prosecuted. In the Ituri region, where he committed the crimes that he's been found guilty for, there is currently another wave of tensions and killings. So the peace is still far from reality. On the other hand, the victims are yet to receive reparations and compensations.
Now, what does this mean going forward? We're going to come back to the issue of what's happening in Ituri province in the DRC. But just to continue with this particular conversation in terms of the way forward, what's going to happen now going forward after this conviction at the ICC?
So in a few weeks, the ICC is going to confirm the sentence for the crimes that he was found guilty for, and then he will probably have to spend to execute the sentence. I hope that is going to be the highest possible because of the extent of crimes that he committed. And then there will be also proceedings for compensation for the victims.
Now, he is the fourth person to be convicted by the ICC since its creation in 2002. Now, this is after his surrender at the U.S. Embassy in 2013, the DRC. In terms of that, are we likely to see more convictions of crimes against humanity, individuals brought forward, and the continuation of the work that the ICC is doing?
More likely, I don't know, but what is sure is that this sentencing is an encouragement to all those who have fought to get Bosco Ntaganda to justice. And I think the victims and human rights activists in Congo and abroad are going to continue to put energy and to advocate so that other criminals can be sentenced. Bosco Ntaganda himself is still, has still to face other crimes, other prosecution for the crimes that he committed in North Kivu province, another province in Eastern DRC, between 2003 and the year he surrendered in 2013.
Now, Jean, going back to the issue of the Ituri province, you just touched on the fact that there is another war that's seemingly brewing in that province, which has not been highlighted. Now, does this have anything to do with the minerals that are in this province? For instance, gold, diamonds, and oil resources. That we had a discussion with another analyst who touched on the issue and the fact that the war has more to do with the minerals of the country and the control of those provinces by other countries within the DRC.
Yeah, that's very plausible, but it's not the only reason. The politicians and warlords and leaders in the region have been manipulating communities in Ituri and other parts of DRC and oppose each other. So exploitation of gold and oil in Ituri and other provinces may be one of the reasons, but not certainly not the only reason.
Jean, unfortunately, we have run out of time. We'll have to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Jean-Mobert Senga, an Amnesty International researcher for the Democratic Republic of Congo, joining us there.